My name's Madison Fegan and joined with me today is
Cliona Murphy.
Cliona. I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your schedule to do this local sporting hero for my peer leadership qualification. Today I'm going to start off by asking you, could you tell me a wee bit about your childhood and where you grew up?
So I actually grew up in Newry here with my mum and dad and my sister. She's younger than me. And I went to school in Newry, went to St Clair's Primary School and went on to St Mary's and went to Our Ladies in 6th and 7th year. So yeah.
Brilliant. And did you do any sports as a child?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you here. I was the girliest girl when I was younger and hated sports. Tried everything. Tried gymnastics for a week, tried football, Gaelic, everything. No, stuck it for about a week. Hated it.
And see all the sports you did as a child, did you like any of them?
I stuck at Irish dancing for 2 years, but that was literally it. I'm the least sportiest person when I was a child. Not sporty at all.
And although you weren't sporty, who was your sporting hero if you had one?
Probably my dad. My dad was always into sports. He was like trained, he's coaching at the minute still. He was athletic, he did running around the world, so probably my dad.
Yeah.
But I didn't take after him at all. Didn't do running, didn't do coaching, didn't do nothing like that.
And how long have you been involved with weightlifting and how did you get involved with it?
I'd say probably, I've been working out in the gym since I was about 17, 18, just throwing weights around, didn't have a clue what I was doing with them. And then really this past 5-6 years, I've really taken an interest in it.
And what actually got you interested in going down that path?
It was just seeing my body change. I was always just doing my own thing, never seeing any changes in my body. And then I joined an online coach and that's when it sort of kicked off that journey for me.
I'd imagine there's a lot of training and preparation that you need in advance for competitions. Could you tell me the training involved to compete at this level?
So it really depends on the stage you're at. So every person who competes is going to have a different sort of training program and duration. So you usually do what's called a bulk, where you put on lots of weight and you usually gain a lot of body fat, but then you're progressively overloading in the gym, you're able to lift heavier. So then once you strip that all back, then your muscles should be there, which enables you then to compete and hopefully place in shows.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on where you are in your journey.
Do you ever get nervous before competitions?
100%, shaking like a leaf. You're behind the stage, your belly's going like jelly. My last 2 competitions, I had to take the rescue remedy and I was just couldn't cope. But everyone behind the stage is so lovely and they're all in the same boat, so it sort of puts you at ease. And then once you go out on the stage and you hear everyone cheering and all, and then you're grand, you just forget about it.
Could you tell me more about the biggest challenges you faced during your career?
I'd say probably the bulking end of things, especially females, when we look in the mirror you just want to look good, and when you're bulking you really don't. You're putting on the weight, you have extra body fat put on, and it's just sort of liking yourself in all those different stages. So I'd say that's probably one of the biggest challenges.
And was it hard to stay motivated whenever you run your bulk?
Yeah, because you don't see, it's different when you're cutting. You see a change in your body and you're liking it. You're cutting down and you're saying, oh God, I've lost body fat here, this is great. Whereas when you're bulking, you don't really see that change apart from able to lift heavier in the gym. So I'd say, yeah. And
could you tell me more about your teaching career and how do you manage it with your gym life?
Big struggle. It is hard work. So when I was doing my competitions, I had I was on very low calories. My cardio was upped until 1.5 hours every day coming up to the last stage of the prep, and I was just having to get up at 6, going to the gym, getting my cardio done first, then going to the gym in the evening again, getting my weight session done. So it was just sort of making sure I worked around everything. Yeah.
And what aspirations do you have for the future?
I want to come first. On the stage. So in my last 2 competitions I placed in both. And see when they call out your name and you have a trophy and you just feel absolutely in cloud 9. So I would like to place and become a pro in one of the shows, so that's what I aspire.
And to finish off our interview, maybe help other people get interested and getting involved in weightlifting. What advice would you give them?
I'd say I've started my own company in January, Body by Cliona. Go follow it on Instagram. So I'd say, join a coach, because I could have been doing the same thing now that I was doing 10 years ago and I would still be no further. So definitely just do it, take the leap. And yeah, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want. So yeah.
That's brilliant. Cliona, I just want to thank you again for taking time out of your schedule and coming and doing this interview with me. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. No
Thanks
problem
very
at all.
much.
No bother.